Hello, first graders. Welcome to Bake Sale Week. I know that this is a very special week for the first graders, and usually it's something that I look forward to and going around and shopping and seeing all your beautiful treats. Since we can't all be together, I think we still have the opportunity to create beautiful treats at home. We might not be able to eat them and share them with our friends, but we'll be able to share our artwork. So our project this week is all about cupcakes and creating your own and decorating your own. So let's go ahead and get started. Great, so the first thing we are going to do to go ahead and get started is that we are going to create the base of our cupcake using a cardboard piece. So however big you want your cupcake to be, this is a pretty good size of cardboard. If you want it to be bigger, you can go bigger. If you want it to be smaller, you can definitely go smaller. And so here is what I'm going to do first. I am going to take a pencil and I am going to sketch out the shape of the bottom of my cupcake. This is going to be kind of like what goes into the tin when you bake them. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm actually just going to draw a line right there and maybe a line over there, creating these sort of like little triangles. Now I've made mine a little bit too narrow, which is great because this is a perfect example of how to revise our work. So if I like this shape, I can definitely go ahead and keep it. If I change my mind, I don't even need to erase it because we're going to be doing something else in a moment. I can just readjust where I want my lines to go. So maybe I want it to be a little bit lower, kind of like that, because I want my cupcake to have a good base. So I think I like these lines a little bit more than these. So what I'm going to do next is that I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to cut where I want my cupcake bottom to be with those lines. So I just cut off a piece right there and a piece right there. And so now it's starting to look a little bit more like the base of a cupcake. Now, really cool thing that you can do with your cardboard, I don't know how many of you knew this, but there's actually little lines and detailing inside of your cardboard, and you can be able to see those a little bit more if you peel off the top layer. There's actually 3 different layers in the cardboard. There's a piece of paper, then some wiggly lines, and then another piece of paper in there. So if you can, this might take a little bit of time, but if you're persistent, you can sort of tear the pieces or the layers apart by just grabbing one edge. I like to usually go to a corner and you start seeing how it just kind of peels off very easily. Sometimes when you peel, you still can't see anything yet, and this is where your handy pencil might come into play, always facing away from you. I'm going to just sneak it in there, and it's going to help me lift off that top layer, just like that. And I can actually just take this, peel it away, and I start seeing really cool designs and those grooves that are going to make the bottom of my cupcake really look like what a real cupcake would look like. So I'm just going to go ahead, keep peeling this as best as I can. If I have some left over, I'm not going to worry too much about it, because as long as I can see those lines, I think I am all set. And I could go back in. I love this detailing. I could go back in, and if there's pieces that you can't get off, my pencil's not super sharp because I don't want it to like poke if I accidentally go too hard, but I can just hold it and just go along the ridges and peel back or peel away all that extra layer. Ta-da. It's not going to be perfect. I'm not going to be focused too much on getting all of it off. But if you want it to sort of stand out a little bit more, you can go ahead and try this. And then I can go back in and just peel away all the different pieces. My second step is going to be to take some paint. So I'm going to get a little tray and I am going to put some paint on there. And I think I want the bottom of my cupcake to be pink. So I'm going to go grab some paints and then continue with my next step. I'm going to set this off to the side to dry. And what I'm going to do is that I'm going to create the top of my cupcake with a piece of paper. So what I'm going to do now is that I'm going to go ahead, take my piece of paper. I can hold it any way I want. And I just need to make sure that whatever I sketch out for my cupcake is wide enough to fit uh, the bottom that I made. So I'm going to go ahead and here's my little trick. I'm going to put down my cupcake bottom just like that, and I'm going to make little lines on there so that I know that my design has to be at least that wide. And I'm going to put this over to continue drawing. Now, here's where you can have fun because whatever design you make can be whatever you want your cupcake to be. So it could be a castle, it could be a dragon, it could be football related, it could be anything you want. If you could decorate your cupcake or you can make whatever cupcakes you wanted, what kind of cupcake would it be? And so I think I am going to go ahead and I'm going to create lots of different fruit on my cupcake because I want there to be like a big tower of fruit. So maybe I want there to be a banana on my cupcake, kind of like that. And I'm sketching it out with my pencil just in case I need to readjust and do something else. Or if I sketch something that I'm not a huge fan of, I can always sort of erase it, right? Maybe then there is a strawberry of some sort. Maybe a couple of leaves. And then maybe there are grapes. You can make your cupcake whatever you want. Right? And then what other fruit? And then maybe I'll make this. This is the bottom of the cupcake. Now I'm gonna go ahead and outline with a Sharpie all of my designs. And time for some color. Then I'm gonna take some scissors and cut it out. Now the final step is to take the top of your cupcake and the bottom of your cupcake and put it all together. Now if you notice, my cupcake gets a little bit bigger. So I can leave it like that and just have it overflowing, or I can trim it, right? I didn't want it to be too small because then it's gonna look like it doesn't fit correctly. So I can attach it a couple different ways. I like to attach it with tape because I think it's easier for me. So what I'm gonna do, check that this is not wet anymore. It looks good. So I'm gonna go ahead and flip it over. And I'm gonna flip this over just like that, where I want it to be. I'm gonna take some tape and put it all together. If you have some glitter, you can add some glitter onto it. Here are a couple other examples that I've put together. This one's a little bit smaller, and then one that's sort of rainbow and lots of glitter. If you have glitter, you can definitely play around with it. Just be sure to ask an adult before you go ahead and do so because it is very, very hard to clean it all up. I hope you all have a lot of fun and enjoy.